Grady Trimble, great stuff. Thank you, Grady. Well, while Democrats claim the new big, beautiful bill, now law, will only benefit the rich, listen to Larry Kudlow on how the new tax cuts actually break down with very different incomes. Listen.
The single biggest tax cut, a 27% drop for those making less than $30,000 a year. Those between $30,000 and $40,000 get a 9.5% tax cut. $40,000 to $50,000 get a 7.2% cut. If you're up to $50,000 to $60,000, you get a 5.5% tax cut. Their tax cut for millionaires is only 3.3%. So the Democrats' knee-jerk reaction about tax cuts for the rich, completely untrue.
RNC Chairman Mike Whatley joins me now for details. I see you smiling. By the way, those figures come from the Congressional Joint Economic Committee. They're not very friendly to tax cuts usually, so you can pretty much trust their numbers. So the Dems' message about this just benefiting the rich isn't true. How are you going to get that message through for the midterms?
Well, what we're going to do is make sure that everybody in the economy is receiving these benefits. That's what the bill was all about. We are going to see these benefits out there, but we'll also be talking about it. We need to make sure that everybody understands what was in this bill. You know, it's very interesting to me. The Democrats want to run against this bill, yet every single provision within this bill polls very, very well. And so we're going to see that the impact on the economy, the impact on the overall environment in the United States next year is going to be a strong economy, a strong southern border, and a strong standing in the world. That's exactly what President Trump campaigned on, and Congress has now delivered in legislation.
And specifically, when the Democrats say it only benefits the rich, when so much of it is specifically targeted to blue-collar workers, like no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, et cetera. I mean, you can pretty clearly delineate that, can't you?
Yes, this is a package that truly is about every worker, every factory, every family, every community. We wanted to make sure that these impacts that we saw from the 2017 tax cuts, and there are study after study after study that said that the lower class, the middle class were the biggest beneficiaries of those tax cuts. That's why we wanted to extend them. You add on no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, and you can see that this is a package that is going to benefit every American family.
All right, next one for you, Michael. Fox has confirmed that Elon Musk and Andrew Yang have spoken about a third-party political effort. Listen to what CNN reporter Harry Enton had to say about what Musk's new party could mean for Republicans. Roll it.
What's the history of third-party candidates in congressional races?
Horrible, awful, terrible, terrible, terrible.
I will leave with this one coda, though. When you're talking about 4% here, it may not be about winning the race, but 4% has been enough to sway an election back and forth.
Ralph Nader in 2000, as we were talking about, he could spoil it for the GOP, but he probably can't win it himself.
So are you worried about a spoiler effect by this new party?
Well, what I would say is this. If Elon Musk wants to move the Republican Party to the right, dancing with Andrew Yang is not going to be the answer. The fact is that right now, as we go into the 26th election cycle, it's going to be determined by candidates and campaigns. The biggest factor that we're going to have in this election cycle is going to be the environment, particularly the economic environment. When you saw in 2024 the #1 issue that voters were voting based on was the economy. They wanted to see housing prices and grocery prices and gasoline prices come down. They wanted to see safe communities. They wanted better jobs. They wanted higher wages. That is exactly what President Trump and the congressional Republicans are delivering right now. That's what the big, beautiful bill was about. And so as we set the stage now for the election cycle coming off this legislative win, we're going to have a strong economy. That's what's going to be able to move the voters.
Michael Whatley, good to see you, Michael. Thank you very much for coming in.